Hello Taurus, this is your weekly astrology and card horoscope for the week starting October 17th, 2016. And just a quick reminder for you guys, remember these horoscopes cover the weekly flavor, alright? Talking about things that are more kind of in the here and now in that week. If you're looking for longer term or more seasonal changes that are a bit more long-lasting, you definitely want to check out the monthly astrology horoscopes that I put out. In fact, I just put out November's yesterday, so that's up for you to take a gander at as well. And of course, if you would like to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com where you can schedule an appointment or order a downloadable video file. So, what is going on this week with your astrology? Well, we have something going on in Aries, that's what I was about to say. Taurus, we've got a full moon in Aries late on the 16th going into the 19th, so it's kind of like the day before and the first day. A full moon in Aries in your 12th house. This is your hidden zone, your privacy zone, and it's going to be conjunct your Uranus retrograde, or Uranus retrograde currently in there as well. And it looks a lot like this week can be a tad emotionally raw for you, especially when it comes to sharing some kind of important secret that you had a chance of letting out, possibly at a better time, with somebody close to you about something that you are keeping behind closed doors, or something that you are kind of keeping in your own personal closet. And what could be happening with this is that Uranus retrograde, it does take away the good timing opportunities when it's retrograde. When Uranus is direct, it's all about the random, the upheaval. But ever since, August, we really haven't had a whole lot of the randomness, the upheaval, and the synchronicities and the cues to act. But this full moon is saying this is a good week to get that going. If there is something that you felt like you really wanted to come out about with friends, with a lover, with a relative, and really kind of let that go, and let that out. It's not too late. Some people think that it's too late to share a secret. We missed our chance, we missed our opportunity, especially when Uranus is retrograde, but you're going to feel a lot better if you do actually just come out with it. And that's usually how the 12th house works. It can be kind of harmful. I'm not going to say harmful, I'll just say difficult. There's a difference between difficult and bad. Some people don't know that. It's going to be difficult if you choose to take up this cup, but you don't want to wait for the next Uranus direct after Christmas to get this off your chest if you really need to share it. On Thursday, we have Mars conjunct Pluto in your 9th house of higher education, higher learning, travel, as well as government and legal proceedings. And with Mars conjunct Pluto, it's kind of a humorous aspect that talks a lot about just a little bit too much, going a bit too far. I call it the overkill aspect. And when we talk about overkill, I'm not saying there's anything overkill bad towards you. It's really more like your actions kind of facilitating a win for yourself, but perhaps decimating your obstacle a bit too much too far. There is such a thing as being a bad winner, or a bad sportsman as a winner, and so be careful this week, because you will actually be able to bowl over, or perhaps even dismantle, some kind of blockage to either a career, travel, or education opportunity that you've been kind of wrestling with, whether it's cultivating a different way to actually use your education in your career, expand on your education, or even to actually win in some kind of government or legal case that you are in. Be careful about going just a tad too far. We may succeed, but it could cost us, some reputation points to make that success happen. So it's very important to make sure that we don't just smash, dictation, precision, elegance. It's always a nice thing. It's always something to keep in mind as well when you have that Mars conjunct Pluto. So I do see a major win coming up for you in those areas. Also, to some degree this could have to do with career, and I think that there could be a promotional opportunity in it for you. Just make sure that you remain palatable. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finance, I almost skipped your spiritual advice. Good lord, caffeinated today. So, for your spiritual advice this week, Taurus, we do have the card of the Green Man. And the Green Man is basically talking about getting a higher yield out of the work that we do, out of the relationships that we have, and the time that we spend in these things, okay? Because the Green Man, again, it talks about the concept of fertility, but we have to understand what fertility is. Fertility isn't just about procreation and agriculture. Fertility is about how much we get out of something, out of the work that we put in, out of the time that is in there, and how effectively we are using that time. Because fertility, you know, an infertile soil will yield smaller crops, you know, or less of a harvest than a fertile field. And when we have the card of the Green Man, it's talking about where are things requiring a bit more fertilization by you? You know, what is atrophied? What is getting neglected this week? What could actually be, you know, a powerful support system or a powerful, I guess you could say, asset, or dare I say even weapon in your life, or protection that we might not, you know, maybe our energy is not being divided as fairly as we think. You know, sometimes that happens. You know, sometimes it's like, okay, well, in order to prioritize career and school and health and family and children and lovers and friends, maybe there's a situation where work is just taking over everything, or the love life is just eclipsing everything. You know, pay attention to where we need to smooth out the peaks and valleys as far as where your energy is going. For your Earth sector now, when it comes to work and finances, we do have the Star card upright, which is absolutely gorgeous, because the Star card upright usually talks about a promise of something bigger than you are signing up for. If you are applying for a new job, you may actually be encouraged to take the job that is being offered, but understand it will transform into something bigger and better, probably within the next 90 days to 120 days, the next 3 to 4 months, because the Star card takes a while to gestate. It's not something that does instant gratification, it just does more if you wait longer. And the Star card upright definitely does indicate a higher opportunity coming your way. We may not be able to start this job literally this week, but we may actually at least get the confirmation that it's ours. For those of you who are not looking for new work, again, promotional opportunities being promised down the way, alright, down the line, and this might actually be even an opportunity to reserve this spot or reserve eligibility for this spot and get that set in stone this week, so we don't have to worry about clamoring for it later. It may actually already be kind of written for you. For your communications with air, when it comes to friends and relatives and the others in your life, we've got the Seven of Cups upright, and again, we've got a bit of an overwhelm. Okay, and we already talked about that with the Green Man card, where it seems like a lot of priorities are not easily satisfied or easily met, or maybe even easily nurtured this week, because the Seven of Cups often talks about way too many options, way too many things to choose from, and just feeling like because you can't make a solid commitment or you can't make a solid decision, we're doing nothing. And the worst thing you can do is just be spoiled for choice and paralyzed with consideration. Because the Seven of Cups, it is saying, you know, we're going to be feeling, again, way more popular, but also pulled in way too many directions by, again, our own social life, our own support system. And again, because this is a kind of a neutral position, this could be friends and lovers and family and, you know, all at the same time. All at the same time. And I think that running in the opposite direction is the wrong thing to do, but it's also, again, about paying attention. Well, okay, who is consuming all of this? Who is monopolizing my time? Who is already getting way too much? And why is everyone else feeling neglected? Well, if everyone else is feeling neglected, it might be because, again, this person doesn't know they're monopolizing my time. It happens. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Eight of Cups upright. So your challenge this week is to walk away from an issue that needs to be punctuated. And sometimes the Eight of Cups upright can also talk about making sure that you personally don't spend way too much time leaving too many options open. We've already seen with the Seven of Cups that leaving your options open for too long has actually created more problems than just cutting them off. And with the challenge this week with fire, it's basically, again, how do we not keep our options open to the point where our options start to consume us. It's time to narrow down your prioritize and simplify. The Eight of Cups can also talk about a need to pay attention to where we do need to leave a situation that is not growing any farther. It's not going any farther. This project, this group, this team, or this maybe, this training course, whatever it is, this networking group, it's not doing it anymore. It's not, it's just, we have peaked. Leave a situation that is peaked so you can climb again. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we've got the Page of Wands upright. Beautiful card for love and romance because, we actually have an invitation for you to indulge, a fantasy that may actually come through a person, a potential lover, that is outside your normal type. Okay, Taurus, because the Page of Wands upright usually does talk about, indulging curiosity, but also breaking our own mold or breaking out of our own type. And the Page of Wands says that this might actually be something that is highly encourageable. A lot of people would actually say, like, no, you do need this, single Taurus. For you coupled Taurus people, the Page of Wands is saying that it's important this week that you and your partner focus more on bonding in innocent ways. And when we say innocent ways, it's not meant to put a value judgment on anything, but the Page of Wands can also bring in sort of an energy of creativity, of playfulness, of nostalgia, but also focusing on strengthening that platonic love, because you do need that as well. If it's all about the sex and the romance and the eros side of affection, that's kind of like swimming in only half the swimming pool with your partner, and you want to be able to have the whole thing. And so this week there's an opportunity to kind of blend that and again get more romantic territory to enjoy. So that is your forecast, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.